Hi there, Loy Machedo. Speaking to you from LoyMachedo.com. Who is Loy Machedo and Think Personal Branding? Alright, in today's edition, I'm going to share with you the first one is a global article that clearly states logically why Dubai would never succeed in getting off the financial hole that it has dug itself into, and why Expo 2020 is guaranteed to fail. This is the latest article that I'm going to share with you. Very powerful. So stay tuned for that. Then we have two local news. One is the radio station shutting down, and something that Dubai has more than Hollywood, which kind of surprised me as well. The fourth one is a businessman shares his experience with VAT, which I think you need to hear about. Last but not the least is going to be rather the strangest news that I'm going to share with you. The strangest update ever. It's about a guy who's based in Dubai who has given me information about, get a hold of this, Sheikh Mohammed, and he makes all these claims, and he tells me that I can literally get money from Sheikh Mohammed. Hear this out. From Sheikh Mohammed, because I know this information, and I'll share that with my comments in this video. So let's quickly move on. The first is this article that is from Forbes, which is dated 26th February 2019. The title is Multi-Billion-Dollar Debt Crisis Looms for Dubai. The whole nutshell is investors in the Persian Gulf are totally wary and they need to watch out. So what does it say? It seems that the UAE's debt issues are not yet over. And this report has been created from the London-based financial firm Capital Economics. So what do they say? They say that a decade ago, Dubai suffered a near calamity due to the global financial crisis. They spread themselves too thin, invested in a lot of stocks and shares and property market, which everything crashed. They lost a lot of money, and they had promised people all these massive mega projects from Palm 123, the world, waterfront, all these cities, and they had taken 10%, 5% or whatever, and they had overpromised everyone, and they had built all these projects, you know, even that Dubai, this, what do you call that, the rail, you know, the rail project, which was the largest ever. So they had made all these massive changes. Now what happened is their analysis or calculation proved faulty, due to which they ended up with a massive loan. They had to pay this amount. And that is where the National Bank of Abu Dhabi and UAE Central Bank, they jumped in thanks to Abu Dhabi, and they helped UAE bail out. They lent this money. That is the reason why Sheikh Mohammed, on the day of the launch of Burj Dubai, on that day, he named it Burj Khalifa in honor of Khalifa, because Khalifa saved him. Now, you know, given how much Sheikh Mohammed loves Dubai, is passionate about Dubai, Dubai is a global brand. It never made sense to change Burj Dubai to Burj Khalifa. But he did this because Sheikh Khalifa and Abu Dhabi saved Dubai, which everyone knows. Okay? Now, this bailout was intended to calm investors and to tell them that, listen, don't need to worry. Dubai is still strong because of the support and unity of Abu Dhabi. All right. Now, the reason why investors were uneasy is because some of the Dubai government-related entities, that is government-related entities, GREs, had started defaulting on the loans. And those investors were guaranteed that if GREs, that is government-related entities, they default, they will be paid by the government of Dubai. But here the problem was Dubai invested itself in so many projects, kept increasing people's salaries, kept doubling military salaries, kept increasing police, ambulance, everyone's salaries to keep the citizens happy and showing that Dubai is prospering. I'm making a lot of money. I'll help you also make a lot of money. But then after it crashed, well, you can't decline people's salaries. You can't say, okay, I made your salaries double. Now go back to the same old. No, they had permanently increased their overheads. So now what happened is they took the loan. Now fast forward, after they took the loan, everyone was like, oh, cool, calm, composed. Now it was time for Dubai to pay Abu Dhabi back. But here, Dubai once again had a meeting with Abu Dhabi and said, listen, I don't have the money, can't pay you back, help me out. So they decided to extend this loan. Now, what is the amount? It's 20 billion US dollars. That's a huge amount of money. So how big is this amount? It is equivalent to 50% of Dubai's GDP. 50%, okay? And they have to pay this amount, 50% in the next 3 years. So what seems to be the problem? Okay. Now, the GREs have a bill of 30 billion. Okay, GREs, they have to pay 30 billion over the next 36 months. Dubai also has to pay Abu Dhabi. On top of that, the oil prices have come down. You have the real estate market, which is not only crashing, it's going to crash even further because everybody has kept their projects ready. All these houses, all these villas, all these properties are now getting ready. And if you see my previous videos, you would come to know that 40% of these projects are going to be completed in 2019. So that's going to have an oversupply, less demand. So prices are going to come down even more. And despite Dubai's diversification, Dubai said, no, we are not dependent on oil and gas. We are an economy. We are a global hub. We are, something like a Singapore or like a Hong Kong, where, people from all over the world come, have a stop here and then move. International trade routes come here. But now what has been happening is even the trade has faced a slump. Okay. Why do you think Dubai or UAE is investing so much into Pakistan? Why do you think UAE is showing, Pakistan is my brother? Because now they want to capture all the trade routes. On top of that, you have the tension between Qatar and UAE, which is just brewing. It's getting back to worse. And then you have Saudi with Iran. And then you have UAE with Iran. Then you have US, which was supposed to be buddy-buddy, but now it is acting funny. And then you have all the European countries which are now branding UAE as, oh, human rights violation. They're bringing it up. Even though, see, the funny thing is, even though this has been there for so many years, why they're bringing it now? Because they know that now UAE is cornered. Why do you think US is bringing up, oh, this is not right. You shouldn't be doing this human rights violation. Now, added to all this drama, you have the European media talking about Sheikh Mohammed's daughter, okay, Princess Latif, which I think is a very private affair. Why the fuck are you focusing on that? Okay, if that is not that, they keep talking about human rights. UK is coming out with another movie, okay, a documentary, which I spoke to you on the previous video. So what they're trying to do is just, corner UAE from all directions. And UAE has started to wonder what the hell is happening. On top of that, if that was not enough, if you thought all those problems are over, on top of that, you have the local stock market, which has absolutely crashed. 50% of its value has been wiped out since the day it actually started. 50%, imagine. So you trusted the UAE stock market. Let's say, for example, you 1 million. Now it's only 500,000. Now, if you take back, you only get 500,000. You lost everything that you waited for so many years. So what can save UAE is a big question. They took a loan and they are still not able to save themselves. On top of that, you have all these projects which have been, like, for example, Sheikh Mohammed Airport. They built it. They have to pay the water. They have to pay the electricity. They have to pay the space. They have to pay salaries. And nobody is coming there. Nothing is happening. Even passengers have decreased. What do? Now, this is not me putting UAE down. This is a genuine concern. Let's say, for example, I was a businessman. Where do I earn the money from? And the worst problem is Dubai has shown itself to be this big, expensive luxury, Lamborghini, Ferrari, expensive champagne on ice, expensive hotels and expensive everything. They can't get back from this image. They can't tone it down now. They need to show it. That's why you have UAE Police, which has the most expensive fleet, Burj Khalifa, which has all these, big Raz, Jazz. So this article clearly addresses this problem, which I really think you need to think about. The VAT that they introduced is to save UAE so that they can get some money. And I'll speak to you about an incident that has taken place. That is why they have increased the fines. That is why now they have tried a new strategy. They have got these new creative people on board. Okay, let's change our image to show we accept all religions. Pope is here. We love everyone. You don't have to pay licensing fee this year. You don't have to pay that fee this year. Year of tolerance. You don't have to pay fines. Stay, don't leave. But then here's a question. What's the point of staying when you don't get citizenship? How do you control social media, which is now out of control? How do you stop people who have burned their fingers, lost everything, and now go back and talk about the bad experience to everyone? You can't stop. You can't stop everyone. So this is what the article says. And I would like to know your thoughts with regards to this article. The second one is Gulf News, 26th February 2019. It says another Malayalam radio station shuts down, that is Asianet. If you remember, I spoke about this, I think 2 or 3 months ago. I'm not too sure, 2 or 3 months ago, I spoke about the radio station closing down. This is an 18-year-old radio station that shut down on February 9th. It seems that on January, Gulf News also reported 2 other radio stations, that is Mango 96.2 FM, that was launched in 2014. They shut down. And Voice of Kerala, that is 1152 AM, based on Ras Al Khaimah, they shut down. In 2016, Queen Radio Me 100.3 FM shut down. Now, you might be saying, oh, these are Malbari channels or Keralite, whatever channels. By the way, don't feel offended when I say Malbari, because my father is Daniel Machedo, who is from Cochin, Kerala. So I'm partially half Mallu, as you can see, although I don't speak Malayalam. So I'm not saying it as a derogatory term. So why do I bring this news up is because the population of Keralites in UAE itself is almost 60-70%. So if you take, let's say, expatriates 95% in UAE, the Malayalam population, the Keralite population itself is close to 60 or 70 or 80%. And it's a known fact that after Arabic, the second national language is not English, it's Malayalam, okay? And even though it's Arabic, then English, then Malayalam. And to give you how powerful Malayalis or Keralites are, if you remove all the Malayali population, the Keralites, UAE will shut down. And that's a known fact. That is why they even joke about, because the number of Keralite people who come there, they start grocery shops, they start businesses, they start something or another. They're very enterprising. That's why even people joke that you go to the moon, there you'll find a Malbari guy selling tea. So because they're very, very enterprising. So for a radio station that caters to the majority, to the 80%, if they are shutting down, then imagine what other radio stations, what other publishing houses, what other businesses must be going through. It seems, as per this report, before there was only 1 radio station, then they went to 10 radio stations. But the problem is the number of advertisers remain the same. So before you had all the advertisers supporting 1 radio station, now they had a choice of 10. So these advertisers got divided into 10. So the amounts became smaller and they were not able to pay the licensing fee. Now the big question is, how much is the licensing fee? As of now, it is 4 million dirhams, that is per year, or roughly around 1 million, let's say US dollars per year, which is not at all affordable, and that's why they are all closing down. The next report is, this one is, just a casual report, but it kind of surprised me. It seems the number of plastic surgery clinics in Dubai are much more than in Hollywood. This is a Khaleej Times report. So it shows you the number of people who are fake, who get their boob jobs or ass jobs or face jobs or Botox and all that. It's all fucking fake. But people fall for this fake image. They fall for this fake appearance. They fall for this fake, perfect looking, filtered or photographs or videos. That's the problem with people. They go for this fake. They don't go for what is real. And then people say, oh, life is fake and all that. I know so many of my clients who have this fake looks, fake appearance, fake everything. They even take loans. They have credit cards. They have totally in debt. But outside they show they are perfect, and people fall for this. This is the problem. The next one is, this is a screenshot from a gentleman who ran a business, but then he closed down the business in April 2018. April 2018, last year, he closed it down. What he says is, I had a registered free zone company. I closed down the license, closed down the bank account, closed down the PO box, closed down everything. And now it seems that he has got this message that he has to pay 10,830 dirhams. That's roughly around $3,000. He has to pay because of VAT. And, he's completely confused. He's like, why do we have to pay VAT when we have shut down the business? So it seems that there was a loophole in the system, and now there's no choice but for him to pay VAT. And he's saying this is how they are trying to take money out of us. And he doesn't have a choice because he has other licenses. And if he doesn't pay this, he can be put to jail when he's traveling. So this is what a businessman shared with me. Now, last if not the least. Now, this one, what I'm going to share with you is, mind you, this is not news. This is a reader sharing his opinion. It's about Sheikh Mohammed. Now, like I told you, I keep getting lots of these messages and stories of different things. But this one is what I found really strange. Now, with regards to Sheikh Mohammed, if you are born and raised in Dubai, you would know a lot of stories about Sheikh Mohammed, which can be true or cannot be true, but there's no one to verify. For example, when I was there in Dubai, I found out, I was told by people who were born and raised before me, that is 2 generations or 3 generations, you're talking from 1960 onwards, who were there in UAE. They said Sheikh Mohammed was a very hot-headed guy. He had a very bad temper. For example, Vijay Mallya, before in near Garud Road, before going to Garud Bridge, there was this UB, United, beverages, or, that alcohol giant, Vijay Mallya. He had his logo there, and he had a clash with Sheikh Mohammed, and Sheikh Mohammed just shut him down and threw him off. This was a story that was told me. I don't know how far it's true. It seems that when Sheikh Mohammed was young, that time you had Hyatt Regency, which was the only one which is in Dera. That was the only building, only landmark in the 1960s. It seems that Galadari was the owner of that, and they were having their gambling, on that rotating sort of structure. And it seems one day Sheikh Mohammed came there, and Galadari apparently slapped him or something like that. And Sheikh Mohammed never forgot this. And later on, it seems that they had another gambling session over there. He made sure that Galadari lost the bet, and he had bet the Hyatt Regency to him, and then he had to give, almost lost all his property, everything, to the point he became bankrupt. Now, these are urban legends which may or may not be true. We don't know. Even if they are true, where is the evidence? And so it's like listening to a story where you'd like to believe it's true, but you don't know if it's true. Even Sheikh Mohammed having so much of anger that Sheikh Zayed gave him his daughter and told daughter or cousin or someone in his family, and said, okay, you get married to her. He was the defense minister, and he got promoted to crown prince so that he wouldn't have the military and bully others. So a lot of these claims were there. And like I told you, these are stories that expatriates or locals share with one another. Just like September 9/11, many people say it's an inside job. The towers, they exploded. If you look at the videos carefully, that's why they crumpled down. Now, nobody knows if this is true or false. So this guy, this gentleman, I don't know, man or woman, he has this weird-ass number. And then he says, Loy, if you speak about this or you get to know this, you will be offered millions of dollars. Okay, he says, I'll be offered millions of dollars that they will pay you to get this information removed, which I think is rubbish. Nobody's going to offer me millions. And here's the thing. If you dare think that you can blackmail the most powerful or one of the most powerful people in the Middle East, you are absolutely mistaken. All these people, they are so powerful. They are so powerful. All they have to do is just, the amount that they spend for one dog for food, they just have to take that change and tell someone, shoot this guy. That's it. You just pay that amount. It's like a coin. You just take change from your wallet and say, go shoot that guy. Someone will come and blow the brains off of the guy who thinks he can blackmail such powerful people. So that's rubbish. So the first one is, oh, they'll buy your silence for millions, is total rubbish. Okay. This is how the conversation starts. Now, what is this breaking news that he wants to give me about the rulers? He claims that the rulers were from Balochistan. Okay. I don't know where is Balochistan. And it seems that they have no roots in the Middle East region. Okay. And it seems as there was an old paper that actually spoke about this. The ruling family, the Al-Qasmi, the Maktoums, whatever, they were not from there. They were from some other place. Okay. They speak Balochistan at home. They hate the Arabs. Then he says that even Sheikh Mohammed's father, he didn't speak very fluent Arabic. Okay. And that's why they speak to Indians and Pakistanis, they don't try to speak in Arabic or something like that. And as per this guy, the rulers hate Arabs. Okay, I'll give my opinion. I'll give my opinion about this. And if you check their ancestry, is given a lot of bad words, which I don't want to use. They are traveling Badunians who travel from one place to another. If you check their ancestry, they do not have any fixed location where they are from. Okay, and then he says even their names are not mentioned in the old poetry or the history of UAE, and they changed Dubai into Las Vegas. They made it into this jungle where foreigners can come and enjoy, and prostitution, which is there, is practiced by all these big guys, rich guys. He's given a lot of names that they practice prostitution. They have many prostitutes, many buildings, and they have this ring which is managed by the big police, and this income goes to the sheikh, and they themselves run all this. Okay, I'll give you my thoughts to this gentleman, whatever. First and foremost is nobody from the ruling family is going to pay me millions, like you claim, for this small, piddly little video. I only have, as of now, 24,000 subscribers, or 23,000. Nobody is going to pay me millions. They're not stupid. That's number one. Second thing is, if anybody were to dare to even think of blackmailing them, you'll be tishow. It's just one bullet, which hardly cost maybe $10. Just finished, dead. Okay, that's second thing. Third one. Now this, I'll break it down. Now let's assume what you said is the ruler is from Balochistan or whatever. My dear, the rulers are, let's say they've been in the country for 4 generations or 3 generations. Obviously, maybe 4 generations, that is maybe 300 years ago. They were from maybe India, Pakistan, Persia, wherever. All of us, like, do you know where you were 2 generations ago or 3 generations ago? No. Maybe my past, maybe my ancestors were from Africa. Maybe they were from, I don't know, Pakistan. Maybe they were from Japan. I don't know. Maybe they were somewhere, United States. Nobody gives a fuck about 4 generations ago. All they care about is the current generation. So if the UAE sheikhs, all the UAE sheikhs, 4 generations ago were from India, Pakistan, Balochistan, Afghanistan, Anistan, it doesn't matter right now. Okay? So that's as far as their background goes. Then you give in terms of they hate the Arab people. This is the most ridiculous statement I've ever heard. If the rulers hated their citizens, why would the citizens love them? Why would they spend so much money on increasing their salaries, giving them free houses, supporting their education, giving them medical services for free, giving them college education for free, investing in tomorrow's youth? Sheikh Mohammed loves the youth. He loves UAE. He's ready to die. His life, his blood, everything is UAE. It's the brand. If Dubai is a global brand, it's because of Sheikh Mohammed. Why would he do this if he hates his own citizens, if he hates Arabs, if he hates his own culture, if he hates his own people? This is the most retarded statement. It's like me saying, I fucking hate tattoos. Tattoos is bad. Tattoos is evil. Yuck, tattoos. Yeah, come on, man. And then last if not the least, he says, okay, they converted it to Las Vegas. All the sheikhs are into prostitution. All the sheikhs get money. Police is involved. Okay, fine. There is no evidence for this. I agree with you that politicians, heads of state, rich people, big people, whatever, all have skeletons in their closet. I have had, my friends have had. In fact, I spoke to a businessman today who is 64 years old. He's an old man. But he openly told me he has girls who are young as maybe 24 or 18 or whatever. He has many girls, and he is a religious, spiritual Indian. He has so many girls. It's not new. I know one of my relatives like in friends, he's in his 70s. he has girls who are 16 and 18. Okay, this I came to know when I was, I think, in Dubai 5 years or 10 years ago, or whatever. He is enjoying. He showed me the photograph. I'm fucking these girls. So, okay, cool, whatever. So everyone has skeletons in their closet. It's just that I talk about it openly. Most people don't. Even Jeff Bezos, you saw, he had a girlfriend. So I don't know what's a big deal about this. I don't know what's a big deal about having prostitution. At least that brings order, that brings, controls the urges. So I don't see anything wrong in having prostitutes or prostitution ring or going to prostitutes. You're not hurting and harming anyone. Yes, it's a sad state of affairs that some girls are forced into prostitution, but they are forced because their parents can't support them or they don't have the money. You can check documentaries. It's a sad state. We can't change this entire world and say, let's get rid of all the pornography. Let's get rid of all the prostitution. Let's get rid of all the violence. Let's get rid of all the extremists. That would be heaven. And I'm sure that is not possible. So if they have the police involved in the prostitution ring or they have series, everyone has talked about these stories, but there's no evidence to prove it. There is just no evidence. Like someone might say, this Indian guy who runs a pharmacy, who's a global giant, he did, supplied the ruling family with, sex-based medicines and steroids and all that. Everyone talks about it. Nobody has evidence. There is a lot of claims of the supermarket chain that is run in UAE, the largest supermarket chain, with black money from India. Everyone talks about it. Nobody has evidence. There is claims that these Indians who have won this Padma Shri award, they paid money to the politicians and underworld money. Everyone talks about it. Nobody has evidence. So what I'm trying to tell you is, all this sounds good. Maybe it's true. But then where is the evidence? And even if there is evidence, let's say they produce the evidence to show that, yes, this guy, this sheikh, like, I don't want to take the name, but this respectable name, this respectable sheikh, it seems he used to go to Pakistan to get underage girls, okay, supplied to him every single day because he wanted to have a virgin. I personally, with my own eyes, with my mother, when I was a DJ, went to DJ for one of these big guys, big sheikhs, and we saw 4 or 5 limousines of girls coming from, Turkey and, Morocco and all that. They were 18, 20, whatever, but none of them were forced. They were there to entertain their guests. They were swimming naked and all that in a swimming pool. I actually seen with my own eyes down in the basement. You can see the swimming pool. You can see the full glass. You can see girls swimming naked there, and it's a nightclub. So it's a nightclub, and above is a swimming pool. I've seen this. I was there. I was DJing. So, but these girls were enjoying. So all this is there. Now, I give you this story. Where is the evidence? I don't have any photographs. I don't have any videos. I've given you a story. So what I'm trying to tell you is, yes, maybe these stories are true. Maybe what you're saying is absolutely true. But then, where is the evidence, number one? And second one, even if you do provide the evidence, what does it do? What does it prove? We have spoken about so many people who are caught for pornography or prostitution or drugs, or so many people around the world. Who cares? Like, for example, George Bush and Tony Blair. They spoke about weapons of mass destruction, Condoleezza Rice. What happened to them? Nobody gives a fuck about them. They had their own selfish agendas. They misguided everyone. Okay? And they made billions of dollars. Nobody talks about them. So what I'm trying to tell you is this: these claims about all this, about the rulers of UAE and all that, whatever. Fine. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's false. But like I said, there's no evidence, number one. Second one, even if you do provide evidence, nobody gives a fuck. And last and not the least, even having the thought to blackmail someone who's so powerful, I mean, you should be really, really stupid to even think about it, because that is just retarded. So these are just claims and stories or whatever. Like they say, there's no smoke without fire. Yes, they may be true, may be false. But end of the day, like I told you, one is you can't prove it. And two is even if you can't prove it, nobody will give a fuck about it. And third one, if you think you can blackmail someone and make money out of that, man, you need to watch some Hollywood movies to realize, or rather just have common sense to know that's impossible. Just impossible. So, and personally, that's not how I would want to make money. That's seriously not how I want to make money. And just so that you know, I absolutely admire and love Sheikh Mohammed as a great visionary, as a great businessman, as a great brand. There's only one like him. I think he's a great man. Forget all his drawbacks. Nobody is perfect. You're not perfect, I'm not perfect. But he did what nobody in the Middle East has been able to do. At his age, he's in his 70s, I have nothing but love, regard and respect for him. Totally. He might not have done anything for me. But, and yes, I do criticize Dubai for its flaws and whatever. But he's an amazing man. I know it's ironical when I say this, but this is what it is. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. I'm sure there'll be many people who will say, fuck you, you like him, he treated his daughter like this, treated his son like this, treated people like this, he did this in Yemen, that in Yemen. I give a fuck to it, man. This is my view, this is my preference, you have your choice, that's how it is. And not that just because I love and admire Sheikh Mohammed, that he will think, Loy is great. No, I'm sure he doesn't know me, he doesn't care a damn about me, and I don't exist in his radar. Look at my face, tattoos. So I'm just one of those cockroaches, small dust, tick, that nobody gives a fuck about in the larger scheme of things. So these are my thoughts. Let me know what do you think in the comment section below. I always read them. Like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't like it, thumbs down. And to my friend who blocked me, after all, he blocked me. I don't think I'm going to get millions of dollars. And if I do get, I don't know whether I should tell you also about it. Anyway, so this is Loy from LoyMachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo? Take Personal Branding. Sharing with you thoughts from readers and viewers. Like I said, this was entertaining to listen to it. How far it's true, nobody knows. And nobody can prove it otherwise. So this is me signing off for now. Let me know what are your thoughts. Take care.